Thank you for pointing that out, loud. Much
Like I said,
appreciated.
I was memorized at the start of the game, man. It was Stefano haircut.
Just it was like, whoa, man. It was a mistake bringing that up. That is entirely my fault.
That
Whatever you
Stefano
guys do,
haircut.
don't look up Stefano's haircut, okay? It'll ruin your day and distract you from everything.
My day's not ruined. I love it. I'm so
All right, well,
happy.
you know what? I said Bly wouldn't play standard, but so far, yeah, 15 pool, nothing too out of the ordinary just yet. Kerr in here with the probe doing some nice amount of scouting. I would imagine, if I had to guess, Kerr probably knows who Bly is. I don't imagine Bly knows who Kerr is. So there might be some underestimation going on from one player or one party to the other. We'll have to find out.
I think the Acer tag is pretty telling. I would be like,
It's pretty intimidating, yeah, when you see that
hello.
ace tag.
Kerr is going to go for the fours before dropping the Nexus down. So
Smart
feeling,
choice. Last thing you want to do is have 8 Zerglings in your face from going Nexus first.
yeah, when the Lings get in the base, then not only does it give the player scouting information, it kind of ticks you off a little. You get kind of frustrated, and you're just like, why did I allow this to happen to me? But Bly did drop his hatchery down with relative ease. And Bly is going to get in the action with the Overlord to see exactly what's going on. So both players know
Now,
what's up.
here's what I'm a little worried about for Kerr. So he's making the wall off with the Forge, with the Gateway. And I'll tell you, I've seen Bly tear down more cybernetic scores and more Forges at the front of a Protoss base than any other Zerg player. So, I mean, it's going to be up to Kerr to make sure that does not happen this game.
The Rifkin pet peeve.
Yeah, what if we like labeling everything I do like the Rifkin co-cast?
Hey man, I can see it. I can see it happening
No,
in this game.
It
And
is
you
something
mention
I
it
do
all the time, yeah.
Yeah, and it's because I sit there and I see players get. I mean, it's so easy to lose a game because you've gotten used to doing something one way, and for another player to say, "Okay, if everyone does this, I'll find a way around it." It's really frustrating watching really good players get taken down by something very small like losing a cybernetics core early on.
Well, Roach Warren is on the way for Bly. Very early here. Not a whole lot of drones being made. Looking at the count, it's only 16 additional 3.
Yeah, Roach Warren with a cybernetics core on the front lines, guys. I will stop right now. I
There
won't
it
mention
is.
it again, but
There it is. And that cannon will not be able to hit it if the Roaches move across the map. And looking at Bly's vision right now, Rifkin, holy moly, he sees the entire middle of everything. Everything, except for Kerr's base, but there's not a whole lot in there, just 2 gases. Kerr hasn't decided to go for a specific tech route just yet, but as the Cyber Core finishes up, he'll be likely chrono boosting that warp gate out ASAPly. And it's going to be a sentry.
well, no Corona's going down just yet. Saving all that energy for. I'd like to see one. I don't know though. Robo Bay coming up fairly actually early for Kerr. Now I like this. Now I said before it's up to Kerr not to lose the Cyber Core, and if there's one thing that's really good against Roach's Doom, it's Immortals.
He's got to be thinking something's up with this Overlord sitting out here in the front, and that may be what have triggered him to go for this very, very fast robotics facility. He's going to need some additional warp gates to fend off these Roaches. 1 sentry isn't going to be able to do anything, Rifkin. And, like as you mentioned, the cannon isn't going to be able to hit Roaches.
It will deter the Roaches at best, but yeah, it's not going to drive Bly back. Wow, it's not going to drive Bly back by any means. I don't know why that became a tongue twister. That's not a difficult phrase.
Drive Bly black? No, it worked. It did it to me too. So
Yeah, okay, fair enough then. New tongue twister. It's this weird, like, Toy Boat is another one that shouldn't be but is. But okay, we've got Bly approaching the front of the base with these Roaches.
it's going to be an
There's
observer
2
first.
sentries. Yeah, observer first. Oh, Kerr's going to be in a bit of trouble.
And the big reveal. Uh-oh.
He can't afford to lose these sentries. I mean, while he's got to put a force field down. I would have liked to see him try and trap a Roach maybe, but here we go. Look at this. The warp tech isn't finished, Doom.
No.
If these Roaches tear down the Cyber Core, this is going to be devastating for Kerr, and it's absolutely going to happen. He can't deal with this, and he knows it, and it's frustrating. But there we go. This is why I hearken on it, sir. I am not a Protoss player. I am not a pro player. But I do know one thing that sucks for the pro Protoss players, and that is that.
Yep. Mortal will come out though, so we'll see if he's be able to deter this from here.
He should be able to
Is
clean
it a
this
force
up.
field?
Don't get me wrong, he will clean this up. He's going to lose the cannon, he didn't lose too many probes, he lost the Cyber Core. Okay, that sucks, but you know what? He's not down and out. And Bly had to cut quite a few drones to be able to make this happen.
This is quite true, but he has been droning behind this the entire time. 14 more drones on the way here. Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a small window of opportunity where Kerr's economy is going to be a little bit better than Bly's. So without that third base from Bly, yeah, he took down the Cybercore, and more importantly, he delayed the warp tech. That's going to be another like 2 minutes before the cybernetics core isn't even finished yet. He can't even start the research. He could chrono the crap out of it, but it's not going to matter, not yet at least. So he does. One thing I do want to say, he does have +1 weapons going for him right now. He wants to get that done ASAP in order to deal with Bly.
Yeah, and another benefit here, he's got those 2 immortals out, so they'll be able to deter any new Roach attacks. Any type of pressure will be squashed. And he scouted out the lair, knows exactly what's going on. If he was looking at the pool, he would have seen that Ling speed just finished up. And, you know, he knows the third base just went down too. So, you know, Kerr's got the information advantage here and the huge tech advantage. Minus
he's got the information with Doom. 2 immortals are not so good against this many Zerglings.
That's very true.
And Kerr is being very bold with these immortals, put them out like this. I mean, he is asking for trouble as Bly's going to surround him here.
But he's got a warp
3
prism.
immortals. He's going to kill a lot of Zerglings, but the Zerglings are going to get the Immortals, and the Immortals are so damn expensive. And Kerr, that's not a happy thing to see happen.
Oh, and the other one may get surrounded, Rifkin.
He's trying to avoid this round. Nice attempt to dodge, but it's not enough. Oh, Doom, this is not going good for Kerr, but again, this isn't game-ending damage by any means. It is putting him behind, but Bly is putting down a hell of a lot of Zerglings, and you know what? There's 4 sentries. They will force field all damn day.
Yeah, it looked like he just actually warped in 7 sentries at once. Something ridiculous like that. Well, oh no, he's producing them out of gateways because he doesn't have 4 prisms.
Oh, but dude, is he going to go for a 4th sentry drop? Yes, this is beautiful. The problem is with this, this is the big catch. Bly already has so many Zerglings across the map, and he's putting down a Manor Hatchery. Look at this, at the third base of Kerr. He's not impressed with Kerr's play. And Kerr, I mean, okay, the sentry drop can do a bit of damage if he catches Bly completely off guard with this. But Bly's seen the Warp Prism now, and he's already heading back home.
And Bly's also going for the Spire tech, so he'll have Mutas right now. Looking at his bank, he's going to have enough for about 9 when the Spire pops. Alright, is he going to force field the ramp? He is going to force field the ramp.
Yeah, there's nothing at home. You could try and pick off that queen, do a bunch of damage. He's morphed in a ton of zealots, though, Doom.
Yeah, and you know what this third base might be? It might be for proxy larva, but it's kind of like a mineral sink right now.
I'm pretty sure it's a Manor Hatchery if I had to. If I had to say anything,
it's not going to matter because Kerr isn't going for 3 bases. He's just going to do everything off of 2. This does feel it's like it's super all in at this point. I mean, there's nothing else that he can really, follow this up with. But this is so many zealots.
He was hurt so bad by losing those immortals. Now, luckily for him, Bly wasn't going Roaches behind this. If Bly was going Roaches behind this, losing those immortals would have been like, GG, that's it, I'm done. But because he got mass links, because he was able to do all these things, it was a little bit more in his favor. And he scouted the Mutalisks, 10 Mutalisks on the way, but you know what? 2 Stargates being placed down in response to this. Yeah. Void Rays are pretty good at dealing with Mutalisks, Doom.
Well, the Mutas can't kill these sentries, Rifkin, which is wild to me right now. But here they go, they're going to clump up.
Shield is actually going to be a huge boon in trying to deal with this. And all those stalkers, and now the Zergling's going to flood in. The force fields at the ramps are gone. But you know what? The spawning pool is dead. The lair is dead. Bly is working off of just Spire Tech right now. And, I mean, with Void Rays, that's actually going to be very advantageous for Kerr.
You think it'll be Void Rays or you think it'll be Phoenixes?
Oh, sorry, I meant to say Phoenixes. My mistake. My apologies.
Void Rays would be interesting, but alright.
It would be incredibly ineffective. If he goes Void Rays, he's going to lose this game.
That's why I said it'd be interesting. But Bly does have the proxy hatch-up. He's taking the 4th base out.
Well, a lot of workers in that, too. Like, he is now down to the same amount of workers as Kerr.
Ooh.
I mean, let's get up to Kerr, guys. Let's take a second and recognize the fact that Kerr probably had about everything go wrong for him this game. He lost the Cybercore, he lost the Warp Gate tech, he lost his Immortals, and he's starting to churn this around.
Yeah, 2 Phoenix at a time is going to be great to deter Mutalisks.
So many, yeah, the problem is right now, 2
Phoenixes
are nice, but there's 15 Mutalisks. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, do Phoenixes have the increased range? Let me check that. Range 4. No, so it's not live here.
Anion Pulse Crystals, I believe.
Yeah, well, either way, you know what, he can kite around. For those who don't know, by the way, Phoenixes shoot while moving. You can definitely out-micro Mutalisks. They do have that +1 range bonus innately. And I learned this earlier today. Guardian Shield actually affects air units as well. So if he goes in a head-on-head fight, these Phoenixes will definitely work good for him. Now, there's a huge assault of Zealots on the 3rd base of Bly while this is going on. So we've got the Mutalisk battle, unfortunately, going to clean up these the Phoenixes. Keep calling them Void Rays. But Bly's going to lose his 3rd.
The 3rd falls, Rifkin, and this is crazy. The 4th is also being assaulted, too.
And he doesn't have the DPS to clean this up. These Zealots, if they just focus fire, a Transfuse going down in the hatchery, trying to keep the stuff alive. Bly!
It does!
And look at the natural now. All the Zealots still alive are going for the natural base.
Oh my
Bly's
gosh.
about to lose every base on the field except for the Manor hatchery he placed down at the third base of Kerr, which he is currently mining from. And will he clean this up? It's going to be damn close, Doom. It's so close. These Zealots are going to get cleaned up. 250 health remains on that hatchery. And Bly he's still in this. This has been a really zany back and forth game between these players, and I love every second of it.
It's all going to come down to this Mutalisk control. 19 Mutalisk on the field against 7 Stalkers, 6 Phoenixes, and 7 Sentries.
Yeah, again, if they can get an engage inside a Guardian Shield, Kerr is he's gonna have no problem dealing with this.
Right.
Kerr, I saw him do some good Phoenix Micro the other day. I'd like to see him continue, but he seems to just be kind of moving them right now.
That's okay.
And I is trying to draw them away from the Guardian Shield, and that's the smartest thing Bly can do. He knows he can't engage these head-on with the Stalker and the Sentry support.
He's got them trapped in a corner, though, Rifkin, and this is great position for Kerr, because the Mutas are going to have to go out one way or the other, and either way he's going to take damage with it. But here he goes into the natural. He's going to take off some more probes. And this is some great control, counter control by Bly.
Nicely. Yeah, he's clumping them up, so it's hard for Kerr to micro down the low ones. But you know what? The Phoenixes are about to kick in, and Bly's lack of economy is starting to hurt Doom. He's got a nice bank of minerals, but no gas.
Yeah, let's also consider he didn't have a spawning pool for a large duration of time, so he doesn't have a whole lot of units out in the field. In fact, his Roach Runner was taken out and never remade. And every Mutalisk is going to die.
Bly, he is taking every base on the map while this is going on.
And there's a War Prism full of Zealots moving into the natural. He's going to try to target that down once again. That's his focal point here. And can he actually do it? The War Prism's going to be targeted. He's not going to be able to get an additional warp in. He's going to try.
Oh, but the hatchery gets transfused.
Oh, it's going to fall, Rifkin!
And look at this big assault coming into the 4th base location.
Oh my gosh. This is some crazy play by Kerr.
We do have the spawning pool up and running for Bly. He's finally able to reinforce on some Zerglings. So while this is definitely looking good for Kerr, getting caught out of position can still lose him the game. There are Mutalisks on the field. There are Zerglings roaming all over the field.
Rifkin, there's just no tech for Bly. He's got literally Lings and Mutas. That's not going to be enough to deter what Kerr is currently throwing in his face, and Kerr has kept his composure the entire game. He's been so cost efficient with all of his units. He's kept everything alive. Looking at the unit killed station, he's killed 105 units of Bly. 30 workers in total have fallen. He's
Another
kept in this game.
goes down.
Oh my gosh.
Look at those spy crawlers in the main base of Bly that are queued up. He is trying to hold this off any way he can. I think he knows he's in a bit of trouble. There are just so many spines going down.
He's now spotted the proxy hatch over here too, but all these units are going to clean up for Kerr. Bly's doing a good job at deterring what is now... He's claimed the other side of the map, but alright, Kerr's moving up the ramp here. He's going to kill the spine crawlers very easily.
Are just too good, Doom. The Immortals are just ravaging the spine crawlers.
And there's no tech besides Ling Muta. He's never going to be able to catch up. 51 supply to 110.
And the Zealots have killed almost all the drones at the proxy hatch location.
Oh my gosh, 62 workers killed this game for Kerr. What a fantastic display of micro and macro.
This is one of those games where I'm definitely going to put on YouTube. There's no question about it, because Bly played this very well, Kerr played this very well, but I think in the end it just looks like Kerr had that little bit of extra je ne sais quoi, if you will. I can't think of a better word at the moment, to really bring this back. Because again, you guys, everything went wrong for him and everything went right for Bly in the early game, but Kerr was able to turn that around.
81 workers killed, Rifkin. Enough said right there.
Yeah, currently 10 on the field. Bly not willing to give up, though, fighting tooth and nail. These last few Mutalists are going to go down to the Void, or say the Phoenixes again. Oh my goodness. And the Stalkers and the Zealots do clean up that hatchery. Now, there are still 2 bases on the field, but I mean...
The tech's going to die. The Spire and the Spawning Pool are both going to die. Bly is making one more additional hatchery, but that's not going to be enough. Doesn't have the larva. He doesn't have the damage. He's got Lings in the main, though. But Zels are going to come in and clean this up easily. Kerr's got it.
Yeah, this was a good game. This was a really good game. Now, there are Zerglings that are swarming around the main base of Kerr, trying to clean up what they can, but the mineral patches already having been mined out. There's nothing here for them to clean up. And those 2 cannons, there we go. GG, well played.